That's one small step for man, one giant leap for the Brick Amigos. Welcome to the Saturn V Ideas Set Review. So, if you watched our Instagram live stream, you might have seen that I was building it slowly but surely, and now we have arrived at the finished product. So, this is the next day. I didn't get this up tonight, it's kind of late, so we'll save this for tomorrow and you'll be seeing it as you're seeing it now. But anyways, let's look at the set. I'm going to pick up the box here, and I'm going to show you the box before we start anything else. So, can you see that good? You can see it good?
Yep.
Oh yeah, alright, so here's the box for the Saturn V set. So the only difference between this and the other Ideas sets is it doesn't hinge open like most of them do. It is just a regular box, not a huge deal, don't really care. Nice box art, really shows everything nicely on the back. It shows how the module breaks apart and how everything fits together. Hopefully you can see that. Yep, alright, so it shows everything really nice. The instruction booklet, nice bound book again. Really nice cover art there, nicely showing everything. I haven't read through it. I will read through it later at a later date, sort of figure it out. But yeah, let's quickly talk about the set here. So, first thing that you'll notice is it's huge. It's really, really big, and it was amazing to build it. It was so much fun. It is super repetitive, I will give it that, but I mean, it has 4 different sides, so I guess that makes sense. Usually things are multiplied by 4 for this. There's a couple where it's just times 2, where they just repeat it twice and then alternate on different sides, but everything for the most part is times 4. It's also educational to build. You'll learn a lot of different connections that you never really thought were possible. They use some interesting techniques that I've never seen before. I don't know if anyone else has. I'm sure that they have, but for the most part, yeah, it's really innovative designing on the inside to get all these panel pieces the way they are. What else do I want to talk about? Let's quickly stand it up. There we go. Oh boy. So I really love this set. If you watch the live stream, I could rave about it for a while. Not just how it looks, but just everything about it. It's a really nice price point at 150 Canadian plus tax. That's really cheap. I'm sure for American that's maybe like what, 120?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what you Americans pay for it, but yeah, it's a really reasonable price for the whole thing. And you just get a lot of good pieces too. So, excuse me, the total piece count comes to 1969, which actually is the year that the first humans were on the moon. And I don't know if that was a coincidence by Lego or if it was just on purpose. Either way, it's a nice little add bit and tidbit that they threw in there. Anyways, what was I talking about? I was saying how
about you talk about the stability of the model?
The stability of the model. Okay, for sure. So overall, it's really stable. You can definitely pick it up with one hand. I will quickly. It's pretty heavy too for a giant Lego set.
It's hard to capture in this frame. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have too much space. I'll take it apart and start going through some of the parts here. So this is the top bit here. All the pieces are really stable, and once you're done putting it, doesn't seem like when you're building it they're going to be stable, but once you're done putting it together, it fits together really nicely and everything is seamless. There are no glaring flaws that are like, oh, this is loose, or oh, this is that. It's really well done that way. Each of these guys has their boost, so this is one of the modules that's going to take off. Let's quickly get in this one. Here's another module. You got inside here is where the lunar lander would go, but I don't really want to put it in there. And then, yeah, let me just put this back together. So it goes through its separate stages as it's taking off and moving through space. And each of them is built with the same sort of stability and nice construction. There is no sort of glaring spots where you're like, oh, that is incorrect, or oh, that doesn't look right. They're all really well done. Nice little side details. I screwed up one of the letters, sadly, and instead of putting USA, I put... Where is it?
One more.
Yeah, there it is. Saw,
dude.
So I kind of screwed that up, but yeah, it's pretty easy to accidentally mess up a little bit if you're not paying attention with the colors. Sometimes you'll just be going on autopilot because it's so easy to do that you'll switch the colors and you'll have to just go back and quickly fix that. But that's just a me problem. That is definitely not a set problem. Overall, the only things I could possibly think that the set should change and maybe add are, here, I'll grab this module and show you. I don't know why they decided to include the, whatever, there's the pearl color and then there's the other,
The regular.
regular gold. I don't know why they just didn't make it the same. It's not very hard to do. I'm assuming they don't have that piece color yet, but I mean, they've made a couple new pieces on this. That doesn't seem like something that would be too outrageous to do for a set like this, especially because it is an ideas one. So that was one little tidbit that I didn't understand why they did. I don't really care that there is this unofficial connection. I think it's fine. I really like the print that they've got here. I like how everything is a print and not a sticker. That's really nice. I like how they give you an extra astronaut. I like the stands too. They make it so you can actually show this gigantic set. I don't think there's anything I really dislike about this. Building it is, as I said, a little repetitive, but that is totally okay. Yeah, I was trying to think while I was going through the live stream, what is wrong with this? And the answer at the end of the day is very little to nothing. It is just a good set. There is a lot of detail. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. I remember the other thing now that you spun it. During the instructions, building at the bottom here, zoom in on this part. It's not very clear how these extra pieces are supposed to be attached. It might be just the fault of the instruction booklet or that it wasn't clear enough, but you don't really see or understand how they're supposed to go. So I just gave it my best interpretation. I don't know if it's right. I think it works out nicely. Do you think it looks right?
I looked at the instructions. It doesn't look right, but I don't know how to do it myself.
Yeah, so it's not very clear as to how it goes. That was the only other flaw I think I found in this entire project. But that's minor, and to be fair, this could be right. We just don't know.
Yeah.
So
I've got one thing I'm not too big of a fan of.
okay, you'd like to talk about something you're not
sure.
pleased with. Okay.
And we're actually looking right at it. So in the bottom section right here, there's these round cylinder bricks, whatever. I'm not a huge fan of them because you've got all the nice curved pieces, whatever, and then you've just got that, and it kind of sticks out. But maybe that's how it looked like on the real ship. I don't really know, but
I think that is how it looked on the real ship.
still, it looks fine, just not ideal. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is how it looked. So I guess it's accurate, but to me, it just kind of looks out of place.
I like how they give you each of the little modules. I really enjoy that they even included this guy here. I also think it's very funny to think to scale that it takes, you want to zoom out and sort of look at the whole thing.
I will try my best.
It takes that entire thing to get up there, and what returns is just this. I think that's probably one of my favorite parts, is that the waste of this all is pretty entertaining. But yes, again, overall, this is a great set. There are lots of pluses. I'll go through some of them too here. With the cheap price point, when the set becomes more available, because right now it is hard to get. I in fact found out at our store today that they are running low on supplies of this set and will be sort of out until later in the year. So if you are thinking of picking one up, please get it as soon as possible. Otherwise you will be waiting a little while. Anyways, what I was going to say is once it becomes more available, it is a great parts pack. There are lots of useful pieces within it. For example, just off the top here, there are 6 of these blue pieces. Now, of course, you don't get a set for a single one like this, but if you're parting it out, those are 6 pieces that usually most people don't have and are great to part out.
It's a new color for
It's
that
a new
piece.
color. There's lots of useful pieces within this, so there is endless potential for brick linkers if they want to buy this set really cheaply and then part it out. I can definitely see that being a thing. I would, in fact, do that myself, or just sort of keep it and look at it in a box. But it's expensive for me, so I won't be. What was another plus? It's a great display piece, right? It's something that you could have as a centerpiece to your Lego collection. It's really big, it stands out, you can divide it and sort of have the little modules, so that's something nice too. The printed tiles are nice because you can also use them in, say, other mocks. For example, you wanted to make some kind of surplus store in your city, you could use the USA and then make surplus out of, the other words or whatever you wanted to do. That's a nice little thing, so that's great to include. I like how it came with the little astronauts. That was a nice addition. Nice little bit to add. You didn't have to do that. That's great. Anything else? Any final thoughts that you had?
Nope, I just think it's a really cool set. And you want to put the top module back on?
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys know that this set is like over a meter tall. Let's just take a look and see how it compares to our little pick-a-brick wall right there. It's almost as tall as it. That's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
Earlier Matthew was saying he was thinking I shouldn't stack those so high because they might fall over. So just to give you an idea of how big this thing really is.
It is very big. It will be on display in my room. I'd like to also say that later on, when I return from work, I plan on doing some kind of mock with this. Now that I have it, I'd like to build the stand that you see and sort of have it how it would actually be before it's launched or at launch day. Obviously, it would be extremely difficult or make it impossible to make it a set if they wanted to include that launch tower, but I think that'd be really cool if they did do that, so it's instead something I'm going to do. So without further ado, I think we've arrived at the end of this review. For $150, this is a 10 out of 10 set. I would suggest getting it before you can't, and I hope that you guys will share your building experience with us if you get this set. Until then, to infinity and beyond.